Hello and welcome to Car Mechanic Simulator 2018 with me, Kevin Sawyer. Hope you guys and girls are all well and enjoying your day. Right, I've decided to just quickly do this one episode here. I'm not bringing this back as a series unless you guys and girls want me to, but because the views were very low on this. But I've been looking for this thing for a while. I may have talked about it in the last couple of episodes at one point or another, but I downloaded this mod which is the Gavril T-Series. It's a truck anyway. It's on a Steam workshop. Took me a while to get one of these. I had to buy this from the auction rather than a scrapyard. I've been looking for it for ages, but this one is not great nick, as you can see. Now, from what I've done a job on one of these before, and I don't know whether it's just with the truck's got incredibly long gear or tall gear ratios, or not. It does start. It does start. I know it had a bit of oil in it because I checked off screen. I sort of like done a few checks, but I'll do them again. Let's do the compression test. As you can see, it's pretty tired. Doesn't have OBD. Let's check the flow rate. Pretty bored. This thing is pretty knackered. Check the tyres. And let's check the electrics. Like I was saying, I suspect the gear ratios on this are pretty tall. Although you can't actually customise them, I think the modder, whoever it is, has set them deliberately tall, because it's just poor. But let's take it into the test path so you guys can see it yourself, how poor it actually is. I thought I'd give this one a go, just because it's something I wouldn't mind doing in real life. I wouldn't mind getting an old Kenworth 521, or an older Kenworth, or maybe even an old Mack B51 or B61 or B62, or an older, old Pete, maybe. Anything I could really lay my hands on. Personal preference would be having a Kenny. You got to have one, the space, two, the money. It's something I mind actually driving for in real life. But anyway, I digress. Let's move it to the bay. This might be a two-parter. I'll see how it goes. Let's start stripping the bits off it. Everything we can. This all comes off, I guess. That's all inside stuff, so I'll just tear that out in a minute. I'll take the battery out in a minute as well. Fuel tanks do come off as well. Anything off the back? Oh, license plate does come off. That tank comes off as well. I don't think the chassis comes off, or the body comes off the chassis, which it would do in real life. This whole thing would just lift off. This whole cab unit would just literally lift off the whole chassis. You'd just have the chassis, the rolling chassis. But let's take the take the interior out. No, take the interior out. Right, cool. Let's take the battery out if this thing has one. It should do. Where are they hiding it? That is the mighty question. Is it in the back? Is that it in the back? Oh, it should be technically in the back. I'll take those steps off as well. It should be underneath, around here somewhere. In real life. But I don't see it. Does it even have one? Should do. Am I missing it? Is it staring me right in the face? I can't see it. Do an electrical test. See if it comes up on an electrical test. I don't see it. So this thing doesn't have a battery. Strange. Okay, right. Not a bad thing. Not a bad thing at all. I guess in real life, we'd say the batteries would be under here in a box, or just along here on a box. And there'd probably be a set of either set of 2 24-volt batteries, or oops. Come back to that. Camera's being a bit silly. But I thought I'd just give this thing a restore. And I thought, while I'm at it, I might as well do a recording on it. I don't play this much anymore now. I've kind of gone off the game completely. I play it every now and again, but not as often as I used to. I think it's reaching the end of the road. I've still got a hell of a lot of mods to do on this to restore. I've done a few, but not done many. As I said, done the cherry picked ones I want. I keep buying more. It's just like see another mod, and then it's like, yeah, it's like the VW Scirocco. I downloaded that. I'm still yet to find that in Scrapyard. I know Brian Penny, he was saying to me he got to remove another. He was having problems with another mod. It was the Lincoln, which I think I've got one over there, which was causing issues. But he said once you removed that, it more or less came straight up. I'll have a look to see if I can just disable it and re-enable it, or just temporarily take it out the files and put it back in, or unsubscribe and resubscribe to it if I can't find it. But I'm not sort of like overly looking every now and again. If I find if you get a job on one, that's the best time to go and look in this scrapyard and or car auctions, because 9 times out of 10 if you've got a job on one, there is one in one or two or the other. The problem with the car auctions, you end up playing over the odds for it. Like I probably did with this. It wasn't. It didn't run me right up like they normally did. So what I'm going to do is I will buy another gearbox, a tune gearbox where I can tune the ratios, just to see if it is that. I'll put the original gearbox in. It could be just because this thing was so, when I drove the one that was when I did the job, it was so knackered that it was hard, it wasn't running as fast as it should do. It's got to be accessed from underneath the truck. I like the fact that what Honda's done, he's just taken a typical engine out of the game and just made it bigger. It's got drum brakes, which most of the older trucks would have had. Newer trucks now all have disc brakes, which comes as a surprise to me, to be fair, because they must have improved the technology on the calipers so much now that they run on air rather than liquid. As most people know, obviously, anyone that works on both cars and trucks, cars have fluid braking, so hydraulic braking, and they use brake fluid with a brake master cylinder and slave cylinders or calipers. And trucks use compressed air via large compressed air. They've got a compressor attached to the engine. Sometimes their newer ones do have electric compressors. Why are you not? I've got to remove that base plate. But the majority of them have them. They're attached via a pulley on the engine. I'll try and get through this as quick as I can. Try and make it a one-parter, but I don't see myself doing it as one-parter. Probably going to be a two-parter. Because restoring the engine is going to take a fair while. I'll do that off screen actually. I'll bring the engine back up to spec off screen. Half shaft goes to nowhere. Right, okay. I think. Right, I've got to get the gearbox and starter off. I'm still annoyed the fact you can't access that from underneath the truck or underneath the cars when they're on a car. It's blatantly right there. Most mechanics wouldn't try and, if they've got access to a ramp, they're going to try and access it from underneath, not from above. Just because it's easier. If they haven't got access to a ramp, then yeah, you would have to try and access your star. But even then, even if they've got no access to a ramp, they've got to get to the gearbox anyway, or the starter, just to start on its own. They're going to put it up on jacks. I would. I'd put it up on axle stands and then take the starter out. Gearbox would be a bit of a mission really to try and do it on the stands. You'd have to have a good high set of stands for that to. Let's take the rad out. I think that is it. The rest of that can stay out on the engine. Got to drain the oil though. A little bit of oil that's got in it. There it goes. Return to sender. Let's pull the engine out. And of course this ties in well with American Truck Simulator. I've got a nice mod which I think Sinky may like. It's not new, it's been out for a while, but it's just recently Creechbum has done a update for the engine sounds on it, and then I think the modder himself has actually said he in future his newer version when he makes it, he's going to make it with the Creechbum sounds as default, but it's a lot better. I'm really checking both the default and the what he put in and the new stuff that Creechbum's done. It's, you know, no contest, it's going to go for Creechbum every time. Each Creechbum engine sound. Why is this not working? Turn away, turn away. Pull out. Thank you. Right, that should be everything out of this truck now. No. You being awkward? I think you are. Oh, left spring rear drive axle. It's still in here, is it? Have I forgotten it? I have. Got leaf spring drive axle. And all the excitement, I forgot to take that out. There we go. Now it's just a basic chassis, rusty chassis. The interior is already pre-cleaned, as you can see. Frame condition is pretty poor. Let's get the welder. We don't need the valeting kit. Just need the welder. Move to that one. Thank you much. Right. Eyes. Mind your eyes, peeps. Of course, I will leave a link in description down below for this truck mod. If you guys have not seen it, know nothing about it, I'll leave that there. And I'm going to stick the rusty old engine, you know, rusty old block. I'm gonna upgrade the engine as well. I'm gonna beef it up as best as I can. Let's start recycling the bits. I've noticed that, and like they did an update after the patch. Breaking more bits than I'm fixing. It seems to be running a lot slower now. I can't click as fast as I like. If I click really quick, it still doesn't make it any quicker. So they've got the Ford DLC on this now. They've also, in the latest update now, you can actually paint the rims if you so wish. I didn't bother the Ford DLC. I thought it was just a bit overpriced for what it is, really. And I figured to save the old pennies for something else. Right, done. Right, let's take these. I'm gonna not bother with these wheels on it because I'm gonna get something else that looks a bit better. Typically you would just have steel rims on a standard truck. As I'm keeping this thing, I'm gonna beef it up with something that looks a bit like a truck, but truck wheels, but I won't make it too gaudy. I'm just hoping the tyres, I can get the tyres that's the right size. I'll fix them up anyway, because I sell them on, get more money for them if they're repaired than if they're knackered. See if we can repair them. Yeah, I don't know why that's as slow as that is now. Definitely going to respray it. Right, let's start putting bits back on it. See what survived the restoration process. I like the way the ramp's not on physically touching the frame or anything. you know, you can't moan too much. It is a free mod after all. Looks like I'm going to need at least 2 new leaf springs. Small cape bushing. And small cape bushing. This end. Leaf spring crate. Looks like I'm only going to need one of them. Oh, they look like all the U-bolts survived. Hub survived, but it's fit pretty good. More spit. So I'm gonna have to replace some more of the bits. Gonna need new brake shoe. Well, not shoes. Sorry, drums. Put the cape bushings in on this end. Stick that on. Yeah, I couldn't resist doing this really. I know some people don't find this as appealing now. I think everyone, the wife has played this game now. But say know about this game and already got it and don't really need to watch videos on it anymore because they've got their own game to play. You typically get more interested in games not freely available yet. Right, okay. Let's see what survived out the front. None of that. That needs all replacing. I think both the front springs... Oh no, one did survive. So I'm going to need at least 3 sets of springs. So 1 set of spring. I've got 3 sets. I need 1. You knew what I meant. Right, okay. I need to get a new seat as well. The seat is knackered. I find myself slouching in it more than not now because it's just becoming so uncomfortable. I can put this half shaft back in. It wouldn't really have a front drive shaft. I hate to say it. It'd come out the gearbox and then it would come to the differential on the first set of differentials on the first axle and then go through that into the second axle. If it's got a powered twin axle, if it's only one axle, it's only going to be, it goes straight through into the... That spring is knackered. I can't move for love nor money. Alright, okay. So what bits do we need? I'll do the back first and one work move. So I'm gonna need, brakes wise, at least 4 sets of drums. 1, 2, 3, 4, because it's drums all round. No wheel yet. Oh, I'm gonna need the drive axle. Now, is that under gearbox or is that under suspension? It's going to be under suspension, I bet. Snare it down. Oh, is it the rear drive? Axle. Huh? Why can't I see it? Try rear then. Front. Rear. Should be here. Oh, hang on. What's that? It's hiding underneath my sim dash. Because I have my sim dash in front of me, and the oil pressure gauge is quite tall. Because my monitor is quite low, it obscures the view of that part of the screen, so I have to peer over it. Right, I should move it, but it's a bit of a pain moving things stuff around. Right, so I need one more leaf spring, 2 of those front knuckles, the suspension. Now is it type E? I suspect it is, because that looks very similar. I'm going to buy 2, risk 2. I think it's type B for the rear suspension shocks, spoilers. Got one of them already. Don't know if we need the base plates. Oh, leaf spring. Leaf spring, wherefore out there, leaf spring. Now, does this have in or out the tyre rods? I'm pretty sure it does. I'll buy them anyway. If it doesn't, then more for me. Right, so let's put the spring in first. Leaf spring. And the old jolly old small Kate bushings. One end. Go on, down there, thank you. Oh, leaf spring plate. Typical. Now I did that side. Make it, you did. Oh, come on, thank you. Ow, 2 U-bolts, fine. Right. Yeah, I was correct. Now, did the base plate survive? It did. I didn't need to buy any more of them. I like the way it's floating in mid-air. Again, can't have everything. Right. Front on. Now, they did make it. The front axles did make it. Brake cylinder. Brake shoes. Brake drum. Oh, it's going to need front shock absorbers as well as back ones. It does have in and out. I'm happy that it's just have in and out. Pointless trying to do it from afar. Might as well get up and close and personal with it. That goes on. Then you'd have to adjust the tracking. You do that once the wheels are on. You do it on the ramp. Right, they're all on, so we need 2 front ones as well as 2 rear ones. I've got the 2 rear ones, I'm pretty sure I have. So I need 2 front shock absorbers, type B. Cool. Okay. Let me walk to the front of the truck again, sorry. And throw that up on there. Throw that up on there. And I've just realised I'm missing... Am I missing a bit? No, I'm not. It's just the way it's shining. Right, okay. That should be the main chassis and body done. See how much it's actually worth. Well, not that much at the moment. I think I still paid more than that. I think I paid over 7,000 for it. I think I paid for this thing. But not bad. Not bad. Once the engine's in and body bits back on, I think it will look a lot better, or be a lot better in value. But I can see it's already gone over half hour, so I'll leave this as part 1, and then part 2 I'll get the engine already up and running and ready. Let's look at the size of this thing, humongously big. It's as big as the workshop. But I'll get that all sorted off screen, and then once everything's sorted, I'll start putting them back together on screen. Well, I'll see you in the next one. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, please don't forget to like. If you didn't enjoy it for any reason, again, guys and girls, please feel free to dislike, but leave a comment down below to why you didn't like it, so then at least then I can try to improve in the future. And if you know anyone else that might also enjoy watching this, again, guys and girls, please feel free to share. It helps me out a lot, and I don't mind you sharing. And if you're new to my channel, we'll see you in the next episode of this and anything else I'm working on. Please don't forget to subscribe and hit the notifications bell, so then you're updated as soon as I upload something. I'll see you guys in the next one. TTFN.